The spring sunlight streaming through Le Petit Déjeuner's windows catches Madison's enormous engagement ring, sending prisms dancing across our brunch table. My sister's hand flutters as she describes her dream Napa Valley wedding venue, each movement calculated to showcase the 3-carat diamond. Mother sits beside her, cutting her Belgian waffle into precise squares while maintaining that practiced smile I've known all my life, the one that means she's about to ask for something. Father checks his Rolex again. Third time in 5 minutes. "Let's get down to business," he announces, interrupting Madison's detailed description of wine cave dinner receptions. "We have the preliminary budget prepared." My coffee cup pauses halfway to my lips as Mother slides a thick folder across the white tablecloth. The restaurant's chandeliers cast gentle light on the gold-embossed wedding planner logo. "Go ahead, take a look," Mother urges, her voice honey-sweet. Madison's been working with the most exclusive wedding coordinator in Napa. I set my cup down and open the folder. Numbers march down the page in neat columns. Venue rental, catering, flowers, band, wedding planner fees. My throat tightens as I reach the bottom line. $240,000? The words scrape past my lips. "A bargain, really," Madison chimes in. "You should see what some of the other venues charge." Father clears his throat, straightening his tie. "Your mother and I will cover half, as parents should. We need you to contribute the other half." The room tilts sideways. "You want me to pay $120,000? You can afford it now." Madison's voice takes on that wheedling tone she perfected in childhood. "You're doing so well at Franklin West Capital." A memory slams into me. Standing in our kitchen 6 years ago, my University of Pittsburgh acceptance letter clutched in trembling hands. Father's voice, cold as January steel. "You're not college material. We won't waste money on something you'll quit." Mother had nodded along, hands clasped at her chest. "Madison has the academic mind, sweetheart. You're more practical." I'd offered to sign a contract, promised to repay every penny with interest. Researched student loans, prepared spreadsheets proving I could manage the debt. Father's response had been final. "We don't lend money. It's a matter of principle." Now I place my coffee cup precisely on its saucer, focusing on the small clink of porcelain meeting porcelain. "Why do you need my money specifically?" "Because you're family." Madison's voice carries a note of impatience, as if I'm being deliberately obtuse. "And honestly, you owe us this. You've barely contributed to any family event since you got that big promotion." Mother's fingers drum against the table. "We've already put down deposits on the venue and several vendors. Non-refundable deposits." The words hit like individual punches. They'd planned this ambush, counted on my money without even asking. Just like they'd planned my future without asking, decided my limitations without evidence. I hear my voice emerge, quiet and steady. "6 years ago, when I begged you to help me go to college, what did you say, Father?" His jaw tightens. Mother's practiced smile slips. "You said you don't lend money, that it was a matter of principle." Each word falls like ice into the sunlit space between us. "You said I wasn't worth the investment." "That was completely different," Mother interjects, flustered. "This is Madison's wedding, your sister's special day. And my education wasn't special?" The calm in my voice surprises even me. "My dreams didn't matter?" "Now see here." Father's face flushes red above his collar. "You've turned out fine without college. Better than fine. So I'd say we were right about that, weren't we? You should be grateful." "I don't lend money." The words taste like victory on my tongue. "It's a matter of principle." Madison's mouth drops open. "You can't be serious." "I am." I stand, smoothing my skirt. "And since you've already put down those non-refundable deposits, I suggest you start looking for alternate funding sources." Renee Miller. Father's voice cracks like a whip. "Sit down, we're not finished here." I pick up my purse, letting the familiar weight center me. "Yes, we are. The Bank of Renee is permanently closed to this family, just like the Bank of Mom and Dad was closed to me 6 years ago." I turn and walk away, my heels clicking against the hardwood floor. Behind me, Madison's voice rises in protest. Mother calls my name, and Father's chair scrapes back. But I don't stop. "Don't turn around." The maitre d' opens the door with a small bow. Spring sunshine wraps around me like a blanket. For the first time in years, the weight of seeking my parents' approval lifts from my shoulders. They made their choice 6 years ago. Today, I made mine. My phone buzzes as I reach my car. A text from Madison. You're ruining everything. I already told everyone about the wine cave reception. I silence my phone and start the engine. The future stretches before me, bright and clear, and finally, completely my own. Days pass in the office and clients and meetings. But a week later, my aunt's call changed everything. Out at my aunt's house, Aunt Carol's hands tremble as she slides the manila folder across her antique coffee table. I found these when cleaning out Dad's study last week. Her floral perfume, unchanged since my childhood, fills the space between us. You deserve to know. The folder's edges show wear, yellowed with age. Inside, statements from Cleveland First Bank span years' monthly reports for the Miller Children's Educational Trust. My throat closes. Children's, as in plural? Aunt Carol nods, twisting her wedding band. The sunlight through her living room windows catches the modest diamond so different from Madison's 3-carat showpiece. Your parents opened it when you were born, equal amounts for both girls. Numbers blur before my eyes. Regular deposits, steady growth, enough for 2 full college educations. Where did it go? The words scrape past my lips. Madison's nil tuition, her apartment in Manhattan, that summer program in Paris. Aunt Carol's voice drops. They told everyone you chose not to go to college. That you wanted to start working right away. The room spins. Madison knew. All those years of watching me fight for a chance at higher education, she knew about the money that should have been mine. My phone buzzes. Another text from Madison. You're destroying this family. Mom hasn't stopped crying since brunch. I silence the phone, tucking it away. Who else knows? Your grandfather figured it out last year. That's why he sold the RV. Aunt Carol pulls out another document, a bank receipt. He wanted to help you, but your father blocked the transfer. Said it would undermine their parenting decisions. A knock at the front door makes us both jump. Through the window, I spot Grandpa Joe's weathered pickup in the driveway. He enters without waiting for an answer, his presence filling the room like it always has. Heard about that fancy brunch? His voice carries the gravel of 50 years of construction work. Your daddy's always been good at spending other people's money. My laugh comes out hollow. They won $120,000 for Madison's wedding. After what they pulled with your college fund? He settles into his favorite armchair, the leather creaking. That girl needs a reality check, not a wine cave reception. My phone lights up. Mom this time. We raised you better than this. Your sister deserves her dream wedding. They're spreading their version already. I show them the messages, making me sound ungrateful. Truth's got a way of coming out. Grandpa Joe's eyes, sharp despite his 78 years, fix on mine. Question is, you ready for the fight? Before I can answer, my work phone chimes. Janet Parker, my mentor at Franklin West Capital. Got a minute? Heard through the grapevine about some family drama. Been there, survived that. Let's grab coffee. Your parents will try to isolate you, Aunt Carol warns. They're already telling people you've gotten too big for your roots since the promotion. A text from my cousin Bethany pops up. What's your problem with Madison? She's literally crying about her ruined wedding plans. Let them talk. The words come out stronger than I feel. I'm done playing their game. Grandpa Joe nods, pride flickering across his weathered features. About time somebody stood up to Robert's bullying. Man's been running this family like his own personal bank for too long. My phone keeps lighting up. Church members asking about honoring thy parents. Relatives offering to mediate. Madison's bridesmaids suggesting I'm jealous of her happiness. But something's different now. The weight of seeking their approval has lifted, replaced by a strange lightness. I think of my office overlooking Lake Erie, the promotion I earned through pure merit, the life I've built without their help. You know what the worst part is? I trace the edge of the bank statements. They'll never admit what they did. They'll rewrite history until I'm the villain who ruined Madison's perfect day. Then let them. Aunt Carol's voice carries steel I've never heard before. You've got the truth now, and us. Grandpa Joe pulls out his wallet, extracting a faded photo. Remember this? It's me at 17, clutching my robotics team trophy. Dad had refused to attend the competition, said I was wasting time that could be spent learning practical skills. College material. Grandpa Joe taps the photo. Always were. They just couldn't see past their golden child. My phone buzzes again. Madison. You're too good for this family now, aren't you? Guess all that money went to your head. I think of the college fund that should have been half mine. Of Madison watching me beg for educational scraps while she enjoyed Manhattan views. Of my parents spreading lies about my choices to protect their narrative. The anger rises clean and sharp, burning away the last traces of doubt. I stand, gathering the documents. Thank you, both of you, for telling me the truth. What will you do? Aunt Carol asks. I smooth my skirt, check my reflection in her mirror. The woman looking back isn't the girl who once begged for crumbs of parental approval. I'm going to let them live with their choices. My voice comes out calm, certain, just like they forced me to live with theirs. Grandpa Joe rises, pulling me into a fierce hug that smells of Old Spice and woodshop. Sunday dinners at my house from now on, let them have their wedding planning. My phone lights up one final time. A message from Sarah, my best friend since 3rd grade. They're telling everyone you've changed. Yeah, you have. You got stronger. I walk out into the spring sunshine, the folder of proof tucked safely in my bag. Behind me, the door closes on decades of lies. Ahead, the truth stretches bright and clean, a road all my own. Let them talk. I know who I am now. And I'm done asking permission to exist. At the present, at my office 3 weeks later, the social media notification pops up on my phone screen. Linda Miller shared a post. My thumb hovers over the preview. After 3 weeks of radio silence following the brunch confrontation, Mother has resorted to her favorite weapon, the court of public opinion. When did children stop honoring their parents? So heartbroken to see the values we instilled being thrown away for material gain. The comments roll in beneath her post. Church ladies offering prayer hands emojis. Family friends expressing shock and dismay. Uncle Roger writing a paragraph about ungrateful millennials. I set my phone face down on my desk at Franklin West Capitol, focusing on the steady hum of market data, scrolling across my dual monitors. Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't manipulate. Numbers don't post passive-aggressive screeds on Facebook. Renee? Janet Wu, my boss, stands in my office doorway. Got a minute? I follow her into her corner office, where Lake Erie stretches slate gray beneath October clouds. Janet gestures for me to sit, then closes the door. Your Miller Tech analysis was spot on. That acquisition prediction? She pauses, studying my face. But you look like someone just shorted your whole portfolio. The laugh that escapes sounds hollow even to my ears. Family drama, nothing that affects work. Ah, Janet leans back. Would this drama involve a certain wedding that half of Cleveland society is buzzing about? Heat crawls up my neck. Madison's been talking. Your sister called our mutual friend Caroline Bishop. Apparently you're punishing the family by refusing to contribute to her wedding fund. Janet's lips quirk. Caroline mentioned it at tennis last weekend, thinking I should know what a difficult employee I have. My stomach clenches. Janet, Stop. She holds up one manicured hand. You know what I told Caroline? That my own mother refinanced her house 3 times to put my brother through medical school. Meanwhile, I worked as a grocery clerk to put myself through community college. Her dark eyes hold mine. Some families think daughters are investments, others think we're ATMs. The knot in my chest loosens slightly. How did you handle it? I built my own empire. Janet gestures at her office. Success is the best revenge, especially when they come asking for loans. She picks up her coffee mug. Take tomorrow off. You've earned a mental health day. Back at my desk, another notification blinks. A text from Reverend Phillips. Your parents are very concerned. Perhaps we should meet to discuss honoring thy father and mother? I type back. Thank you for your concern. My relationship with my parents is a private matter. The texts and calls keep coming. Madison's bridesmaids expressing their disappointment. Aunts offering to mediate. Cousins suggesting I stop being difficult. But their words hold less power now. My apartment may be small, but the view of Lake Erie makes every mortgage payment worth it. My emergency fund could cover 6 months of expenses. My investment portfolio grows steadily. Every paycheck proves Father wrong about my capabilities. Friday evening, I arrive at my parents' house. Mother's roses line the front walk, perfectly pruned. Father's Lexus gleams in the driveway beside Madison's Range Rover. My sister's face fills Father's iPad screen on the dining room table. She's wearing pearls, her makeup precise, playing the part of the wounded bride. Sit down, Renee. Father's voice carries that familiar note of command, the one that used to make me shrink into myself. I remain standing. We've prepared a presentation. Mother clicks through PowerPoint slides listing everything they've done for me. Private high school, dance lessons. My first Kara used Honda while Madison got a new BMW. You had advantages many children only dream of, Father concludes. Now it's time to show gratitude. Gratitude. The word tastes bitter. Let's talk about what you didn't do. I pull out my own tablet, open a spreadsheet. College tuition for Madison at NYU. $160,000. Monthly allowance during college. $2,000. Down payment on her first condo. $50,000. Total investment in Madison's future. Approximately $300,000. Mother's fingers twist in her lap. Father's jaw tightens. Investment in my future. $0. Zero opportunities. Zero belief in my potential. Each word lands like a stone in still water. You never saw me as worth investing in. Now you don't get to demand returns. That's not fair. Madison's voice crackles through the iPad speaker. I needed that support. You're just jealous because I had a plan and you didn't. I had a plan. My voice remains steady. I had a 4.0 GPA. I had scholarship offers. I had early acceptance to University of Pittsburgh's business program. What I didn't have was parents who believed in me. We made the best decision for you, Mother interjects. You weren't ready for. I've already set up college funds for my future children. The words stop them cold. Because I never want them to feel what I felt, to hear they're not worth investing in, to watch their sibling get everything while they get nothing. Silence fills the room like smoke. And since we're discussing investments, I meet Father's eyes. Grandpa Joe named me executor of his estate last month. He said he wants someone who understands the value of education managing his legacy. The color drains from Father's face. Mother's coffee cup rattles against its saucer. You're bluffing, Madison snaps. Grandpa would never. Call him and ask. I gather my things. I have the papers to prove it. Just like I have records of every conversation, every financial decision, every example of favoritism from the past 10 years. My hand rests on the doorknob. So here's my final answer. I don't owe you anything. Not money, not explanations, not even this conversation. I walk out of my childhood home for what might be the last time. The evening air carries the scent of Mother's roses, sweet and cloying. But beneath it, I catch the fresh breeze off Lake Erie. Clean. Free. Mine. My phone buzzes, a text from Sarah. Still on for Sunday brunch with the chosen family crew? I smile, typing back. Wouldn't miss it. Sometimes the family you choose matters more than the family you're born into. And sometimes the best revenge isn't confrontation, it's living well, investing in yourself, and proving them wrong with every breath you take. Later that day at home, the keyboard clicks echo through my home office as I type the final sentence of my email to the extended family. My finger hovers over the send button while the rising sun paints Lake Erie in shades of amber. 6 years of silence ends with this message. To my family, you deserve to know the truth about why I won't fund Madison's wedding. The facts flow in clean, measured paragraphs. My University of Pittsburgh acceptance. The robotics team championships Father never attended. The college fund that vanished into Madison's NYU necessities. Each word strikes like a hammer on steel, forging truth from years of carefully crafted lies. A text from Madison lights up my phone. If you send that email, you'll destroy Mom and Dad's reputation at church. The threat slides off me like water. Let the truth destroy what needs destroying. I press send. Within hours, the family phone tree blazes with responses. Aunt Catherine forwards Dad's rambling defensive email where he claims I chose manual labor over college. Uncle Robert sends screenshots of Mom's Facebook post about ungrateful children who forget their upbringing. Madison's bridesmaids share her tearful Instagram story about sisters who abandoned family in times of need. But they miscalculated. Cousin Jennifer calls first. I found your old robotics competition photos, the ones where you won state finals. Dad said you never had any academic interests. Then Great Aunt Susan. Your mother told me you refused their college money because you wanted to work retail. I had no idea they spent your fund on Madison's apartment. The church gossip mill grinds in unexpected directions. Mrs. Peterson from the prayer chain forwards an email thread where mom tried rallying support against me. But the responses focus on how a good Christian mother could deny one daughter an education while spoiling another. Madison's wedding vendors start asking uncomfortable questions. The Napa Valley venue requests proof of funds after a credit check. The wedding planner drops subtle hints about scaling back expectations. 3 bridesmaids back out, citing the cost of cross-country flights. My phone buzzes with a number I haven't seen in years. Dr. Williams, my high school physics teacher. I kept your college application essay, she says without preamble. The one about using robotics to teach STEM to underprivileged kids. I'm sending it to your grandfather. He should see what they prevented you from achieving. The local business journal runs a profile on Franklin West Capital's rising stars. My photo appears above a quote about determination and self-made success. Dad's business associates start asking questions about why his daughter needed student loans when he drives a new Mercedes. Grandpa Joe hosts a family reunion. Madison and our parents decline, citing wedding preparations. 30 relatives attend. The photo album comes out, and suddenly everyone notices the pattern. Madison's lavish Sweet 16 while I worked 2 jobs, her new car while I took the bus, her spring break trips while I stayed home. Your father always said you weren't interested in college, Grandma says, steel in her voice. Funny how that story changes when the proof comes out. More cracks appear. Madison's friends whisper about her 5-figure wedding dress while she still has student loan debt. The church finance committee questions Dad's business practices. Mom's prayer group starts meeting without her. My phone chimes again. A text from Madison. The venue canceled. Said something about financial verification failure. This is all your fault. I pour a glass of wine and watch the sunset paint the lake crimson. Let them rage against the truth. I earned my piece one client account at a time, one promotion after another, while they built their life on lies. A certified letter arrives from Dad's lawyer, demanding I cease and desist spreading malicious falsehoods about family matters. I forward it to my own attorney without opening it. The truth stands on its own evidence. Grandpa Joe sends a group text to the extended family. Family reunion photo album's been digitized. Interesting how some memories look different in hindsight. Anyone want copies? 30 relatives respond. Yes. Madison's final text arrives at midnight. Mom and Dad took out loans in our names for the business. I knew but never told you. Please don't look into it. But I already have. The lake mirrors the stars as I forward the evidence to my lawyer. Sometimes the best revenge isn't a counterattack. It's simply bringing darkness into light. Truth by truth. Lie by lie. Until nothing remains but what's real. The morning sunlight floods my corner office at Franklin West Capital, painting golden rectangles across the mahogany desk where I've arranged the documents in precise rows. 6 years of bank statements. Credit reports. Loan applications with forged signatures. Each paper represents another brick in the wall of evidence I've built. My phone vibrates. Sarah's text appears. They just passed security. Heading up. I straighten my charcoal pencil skirt and check my reflection in the window. The woman staring back bears little resemblance to the teenager who once begged for college tuition. Her eyes hold steel now, not tears. The elevator chimes. Through the glass wall, I watch them march down the hallway like an invasion force. Father leads, his Brooks Brothers suit crisp despite the June humidity. Mother follows, clutching her Hermes bag like a shield. Madison trails behind, her Jimmy Choos clicking a staccato rhythm against marble floors. Renee. Father bursts through my office door without knocking. This nonsense ends today. I remain seated, one hand resting on the stack of documents. Please, come in. Mother perches on the edge of a visitor's chair, while Madison hovers near the window. Father remains standing, towering over my desk. We've prepared legal documents. He slaps a thick folder onto my blotter. You'll sign them today. I open the folder, scan the first page. A promissory note for $120,000 plus damages? Plus emotional distress. Madison's voice wavers. Do you know how many people I had to uninvite from the wine cave reception? The deposit alone. You're going to sign. Father jabs his finger at the signature line. You owe us this much for raising you. A knock at my door. Stan Richards enters, his rumpled suit and wire-rimmed glasses making him look more like a professor than Father's attorney friend. Now see here, young lady. Stan adjusts his glasses. Your parents have documented evidence of verbal contracts. Actually, I press the intercom button. Could you join us now? The door opens again. Victoria Chen strides in, her Louboutin and tailored suit radiating corporate law confidence. I'm Victoria Chen, Miss Miller's attorney. I believe you were about to discuss verbal contracts? Father's face flushes. This is a family matter. Then let's discuss family. I open the first folder. Like these credit cards opened in my name while I was in high school. Or these student loans taken out under Madison's social security number without her knowledge. I meet my sister's wide eyes. Though you knew about those later, didn't you, Madison? She sinks into a chair. They said they'd pay them off before. Before what? I spread out more documents. Before the identity theft was discovered? Before the statute of limitations expired? Before I had proof of your complicity? Mother's fingers clutch her purse tighter. We were trying to help. By committing fraud? Victoria's voice cuts like a blade. Identity theft? Wire fraud? Tax evasion? Stan tugs at his collar. Now, these allegations aren't allegations. I push forward a USB drive. They're documented facts, including recorded conversations where you admitted to taking out these loans. Did you know Ohio is a one-party consent state for recordings, Father? The color drains from his face. Here are your options. I fold my hands on the desk. Drop all demands regarding Madison's wedding. Sign these papers acknowledging the fraudulent loans and agreeing to repay them in full. Or, I let the silence stretch. I press charges. You wouldn't dare, Father's voice cracks. Your own parents. The same parents who said I wasn't college material? Who spent my college fund on Madison's NYU shopping sprees? The calm in my voice surprises even me. Try me. Madison burst into tears. I never meant. They said it was temporary. Stan. Father turns to his friend. Tell her she can't. Actually. Stan removes his glasses, polishing them with a handkerchief. Given the evidence Miss Miller has gathered, I strongly advise you to accept her terms. Security is waiting outside. I press the intercom again. They'll escort you to the conference room to sign the papers, or to the lobby, depending on your choice. Mother stands, her perfect makeup cracking along with her composure. How could you do this to your family? I learned from the best. I open another folder. Remember what you told me about college loans, Father? That you don't lend money as a matter of principle? Two security guards appear in the doorway. Father's shoulders slump, authority crumbling like a sandcastle at high tide. The conference room. His voice barely carries. We'll sign. Madison stays. I close the folders. She and I need to discuss her student loan payments. They file out, Mother's sniffles echoing down the hall. Madison remains crumpled in her chair, mascara tracing black rivers down her cheeks. Why? Her whisper carries years of golden child entitlement. Why now? I walk to the window, watching the city stretch toward Lake Erie. Because sometimes the only way to heal a wound is to clean it completely. I turn back to her, even when it hurts. The sun catches my reflection again. This time, I see both versions of myself, the wounded teenager and the woman who finally set her free. Both of us smiling. At the present, the evening sun paints my corner office in amber and gold, a daily reward for surviving another 14-hour day at Franklin West Capital. 6 months after that fateful brunch, my promotion to senior portfolio manager came with a view of Lake Erie that still takes my breath away. I adjust a framed photo on my desk, Grandpa Joe standing proud beside his gleaming RV, the one he secretly sold to help fund my first semester of night classes. The memory of discovering what he'd done still brings tears to my eyes. But tonight, those tears sparkle with victory instead of regret. My phone buzzes. Sarah's message lights up the screen. Final head count for Thursday's dinner party? Linda from accounting asked if she could bring her famous apple pie. A smile tugs at my lips as I type back. Tell her yes. My chosen family deserves all the pie they want. The quarterly reports spread across my desk can wait. I gather my things, sliding my laptop into its leather case, a gift from my team after I landed the Peterson account. The elevator descends 42 floors, each number bringing me closer to home. My home. The thought still thrills me. The spring evening wraps around me as I walk the 3 blocks to my building. Cleveland's lights flicker to life, stars emerging in the urban twilight. My heels click against the polished marble of my lobby, and Thomas the doorman tips his hat. "Evening, Miss Miller. Package came for you." He hands me a thick cream envelope, the return address making my heart skip. University of Pittsburgh Office of Admissions. Inside, I find a letter confirming my appointment to their business school advisory board and an invitation to speak at next month's graduation ceremony. The irony doesn't escape me. My apartment welcomes me with the soft glow of sunset through floor-to-ceiling windows. I kick off my heels, pad across hardwood floors to the kitchen, and pour a glass of Pinot Noir. The silence feels like a warm blanket, no drama. No manipulation, no walking on eggshells. Another text arrives. This time from my cousin Jennifer. "Got your RSVP for my wedding. Can't wait to see you and the grandparents there. No pressure, but if you want to catch up before then." I smile, typing back. "Lunch next week? My treat." The walls of my home office showcase my journey. Series 7 license, graduate certificates from night school, awards from Franklin West. But the centerpiece is a shadow box containing a rusty robotics competition medal from high school. The one achievement my parents never bothered to attend. My laptop chimes with an incoming email. A young analyst at my firm, her message tentative. "Miss Miller, could I get your advice? My parents are pressuring me about my career choices, and I heard you might understand." Setting down my wine glass, I begin typing. "Let's meet for coffee tomorrow morning. I know a great little place." The doorbell rings at 7 sharp. Sarah arrives with takeout containers of Thai food, followed by my grandparents bearing a homemade chocolate cake. Linda from accounting appears minutes later, her promised apple pie still warm. "The table's set on the balcony," I tell them, leading the way outside. Lake Erie stretches before us, painted in sunset colors. String lights twinkle overhead, my own little piece of stars brought down to earth. Grandma squeezes my hand as we sit. "I saw Madison's wedding photos on Facebook. The vineyard looked smaller than planned." "I heard they ended up at that local winery instead of Napa," Sarah adds, passing the pad thai. "Your mother's bridge club must have been scandalized." I shrug, the movement light and free. Not my circus anymore. We eat and laugh as twilight deepens into night. My grandfather raises his glass in a toast to my brilliant granddaughter who proved them all wrong. Tears prick my eyes, but I lift my glass high. To the man who sold his dream RV because he believed in me. Later, after the dishes are cleared and my chosen family has gone home, I stand at my bedroom window. The city sparkles below, a testament to all the dreams that find their way despite the odds. My reflection in the glass shows both versions of Meth, the uncertain teenager clutching a college rejection letter, and the woman who built her own success story brick by brick. My phone lights up one last time. A text from Madison. "I understand now. What they did. What I did. I'm sorry." I let the message sit unanswered, a bridge I'm not ready to cross. Tomorrow I'll review applications for the scholarship fund I created for non-traditional students. Tomorrow I'll mentor another young woman fighting to prove her worth. Tomorrow I'll continue building a life that needs no one's approval but my own. But tonight, I simply stand in my success, letting it fill my lungs like oxygen. The hurt teenager inside me finally exhales, knowing she was always worthy. She just needed someone to believe in her. That someone turned out to be me.